like weaving the legs and pressing them forward can really wreak havoc on your legs. So having this foot pushed into the knee anchors it to the ground, so I can't just throw Nick's legs around or weave them or even attack them. He's pretty sturdy here. He's pressing into the floor through this leg. This knee would connect to his elbow, so then this would be his somewhat of a stance, I guess you could say, the bottom position for him as a resting defensive scenarios. Elbow connected to the knee, foot connected to his knee, which all goes through the ground, and then he's got his frames on his arms. This elbow down on the shoulder, this one in the armpit. The one underneath us is on the bottom hip, and the hand is T-Rex, may or may not cup the top hip. That is not important whatsoever. It's just important that we T-Rex both arms. Once you've got this position, we're ready to rock and roll. And we'll take a look at our first escape, getting back to the guard, in the next video. Okay, we're gonna look at how to get our arms back out of position. If our arms are out of position, we need to win our arms back, and hopefully it's in a step formation. Usually either arm can come in first, but the most important arm to come into in this scenario where we're head arm is our near arm. That's, like I said, I can't stress enough that in this situation, that is the arm you need to get into good position. So if Nick is holding me cross-side, we'll start on this side, buddy. And the arm is out of position. Okay, it's both of my arms are completely out of position. This arm is the arm that I would hopefully put into first. And what we would do is we would just create space. If he's very, very tight, remember you may need to create space 2 or 3 different times. Just be mindful of when we create space. Remember, we create space on the way down. So if my elbow is pulling in, and I try to bridge up and pull it in while I'm bridging up, there's no space. I'm pressing him away from me, and it's a weight. He's not gonna just go off of my body. But as I fall, we'll be able to move away from him because we fall just before him, and a little space will open up. And that's really all we need. I mean, we don't need a massive amount of space. We need enough room to get my elbow in to the line of the hip. And even if Nick moves all the way up underneath my armpit, you'll see that it's still not that much space that we need to create. The bridge is up in the corner. I want to bridge up to my left corner, and we can use our right arm on the neck. Now, we have to be a little cautious about how carried away we get by pressing his head around, because if I press his head around too crazy or too far, he can mount me and spin onto this arm, okay? And what I mean by that is, the more I press Nick's head away like this, it's almost a natural tendency for him to bring his left knee through the stomach. Yeah, and it almost helps him, okay? So I have to be somewhat cautious of, hey, just drive his head away. Only need to do this a little bit. It's just to hold his body where it is. So when we bridge up to the corner, and then as I fall, the elbow comes in. And you may need to do that two or 3 different times. Once your left elbow is in, I want to get it to the position that we've already discussed. I want to get it to where my left elbow is on the bottom hip, that bottom hip, and it is active. We activate that elbow, and I'll talk about that in a second. My right arm now takes a very specific path. We got to be very careful circling the arm around, okay? If we move around this way, what you can see is as I circle my arm around, I put it in an American lock situation. So this is not ideal, okay? If I circle my arm around, yep, we may get it. We may get our hand in front of there, and it may be all good. But the path that I prefer is to bring a cougar paw style hand in, and the elbow goes to the mat, and it snakes and sneaks under his chin and chest. And again, we do this with the creation of space. So my left elbow is in a good spot. We bump up and face him, and as I drop down, there's our space, our creation of space. And you may need to do this 1 or 2 times, and then you may need to bump up and down a little bit to get your right hand to where I want to, which is in that armpit. Again, what is an active elbow? Because we need active elbows to make sure that I create friction on Nick. So I've got my hands T-Rexed.
The active elbow, it's easy to see in the right elbow, is I just draw my elbow up a bit so that it has real friction. I would prefer that my elbow stays connected to Nick. Wherever he goes, it goes. If it's relaxed and down and he moves away a little bit, there's some separation. Okay, I don't want that. I want to have some sensitivity to that. So if we activate our elbows and he moves away, you see the elbow goes with him. It's connected to him. So if he moves away, it creates that space, and then I can begin my move to the guard. The bottom elbow is no different. Okay, it needs to go up and in and stay active. Again, we want our body facing our elbows, but this elbow must find that bottom hip, and you will feel it. You'll feel the bottom hip, you'll feel the hip bone on top of your elbow. That's when you know you have it. If you see right now, my elbow is in the middle of Nick's hips. I don't have elbow position. We need to move a little bit away and my arm will go down, and then we activate that position. Okay, that generally speaking, if you didn't establish your near side elbow as they are passing or in the moment, if they've pinned you and you had to win your arms into good position, generally speaking, once you win your arm into good position, there's another little move down and then the elbow finds its hip and now you're good. Now, I use this hand as a demonstration, but it should be tucked in the entire time. So once we win our arms in, now they open up and get active, okay? And this lower elbow gets there. If I need to rest, I connect everything so that we're ready. And when we have active elbows, as soon as he moves, we should feel it. So now, again, my arms are out of position, okay? They're not in good shape. He's holding head and arm cross-side. We win the near elbow first. So a little bump up of space, and we win the near elbow first. Next is the far hand. We'll assume that he's now gonna be getting very, very tight again and nuzzling me back flat on my back. Now I have to win this one. The path is elbow down, cougar paw hand, and we put the hand in. At the same time, I'm making a little bit of space, and you may have to make space more than once. And then the elbows activate. I've got my body facing my forearms, my elbows, and then they get active. And if I need to rest, I connect everything to the floor, and then we're here. So the foot comes up to the knee, and we're ready to go. If he moves, we get out.
All right, we're going to look at how to get just to the back to the guard, an elbow escape back to close guard, or any guard, a couple different guard scenarios off of head arm cross side. Let's see. Once again, I am pinned on cross side bottom. I've won. I've got good elbow positions. I've won my elbow positions. Okay. Most important elbow, remember, is that near one. We've talked about the left elbow. In this case, it's my left elbow, how important that is. When we are ready to put him in the guard, whether it's because I am in such good position with active elbows and he opens space, or we're going to assume that we create the space and bring my left knee in. Our first goal is to replace my left elbow with my left knee. So it's to still stay in control of his bottom hip. Okay, I call this the bottom hip, the far one. I still want to stay dominating that hip. So we're just gonna move our elbow, and we're gonna replace it with our knee. When we're ready to go, it's a good idea to just bring our feet slightly away from our training partner so that we get a little bit more bridge in our